questions in English.
It's fine.
And this is the logo.
Okay.
And what do you think?
Oh, it's minimalistic. No, it's nice. I think nothing wrong with it. It looks just very hand drawn, but I guess that's the idea, right? But it's an official one because you didn't really actually hand draw it, right? I guess
No.
because the T's kind of look the same. Yeah. No, it's nice. I think. It just looks very handmade, so just I guess depends a bit on yeah. Do you have other options to compare it with or no?
No.
Yeah, I think it's nice, but it might look a little bit too kind of handmade. This one, but that's what you have with all these drawn fonts, which I actually use myself as well. So, yeah, I guess you should view it in combination with the rest of the website, and if that looks very professional, I think it's cool. But like just going from this, it could look a bit, very handmade, which is of course what you want to say, but you might kind of want to have a feeling of, how do you say, it's like quality handmade. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the context in which to see it. So if you would have the whole website there, it would probably be nice. If you can see that in the website, like, are you using colors? Are you just using black and white? Like, what does the rest look like? What letter types are you using for the rest? Like, those sort of things I think are kind of, the whole picture is probably more important to see.
Yes. Okay. Last chance for my internet sharing, and then. Then I think we should try and test it on your phone.
Sorry, yeah. Maybe if the lines were more solid, it would already be, would probably help a bit.
Yeah.
Like, because I think the idea is that it's kind of half-half. If they were more, a little thicker.
And at the same time, it will be a test for us on this one, so it's also good to see. The network connection was lost.
Oh no. Oh no, look.
Perfect. And
do your admin, or should I just click this?
you should just stay there.
Just to go.
Oh, if possible.
But can I just close this?
Yeah. Because we now want you to buy a poster by Laura Ries Christensen called Guldfisk.
Okay. I just have to see. Is this the front page or?
No.
Like normally you would come there by clicking on the logo.
Yeah.
Or how do I get to the home page? Is this?
This is the.
So a poster. Is this it, or should I find the search function somewhere?
Yeah, there are no right or wrong answers,
Okay.
and it's.
Is this something here? What does this black thing do? Is it?
I think that's the that's for us. Yeah.
What is it? This one or?
Can we maybe try and share your network on my computer?
I don't know how that works.
Because then I think hopefully it's easier to see. Settings.
As long as you turn it off again in the end.
Yeah. And hopefully.
No.
Okay. Perfect. And
I didn't know it was possible.
yes. Okay.
Well, and then this is a Mac that I don't know how to work with.
It's okay.
I'm just. How do you scroll down?
Yeah, it's
2 fingers.
and yeah, that way.
So what did you say?
It's a poster and by me, Laura Ries Christensen,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
called Guldfisk.
Okay, but I would. Okay. Or. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and if you buy that, yeah.
Then there's a bathing suit in there.
Yeah, and actually,
So I have to log in to buy something. Oh no, here.
yeah.
No, I have a PayPal, so I'll try it. It's a kroner anyway, so. Where's the ad? Oh yeah.
No, that was. No, that one.
Is this your computer or?
It is, but yeah.
do you want me to? Yeah. I don't want this. Is that okay? Okay.
Yay! Our first purchase. And yeah, now we would like you to sign up as a user.
Okay. Probably tells me now that I've bought something. Email has already been taken. Oh, maybe it just... Okay, I'll try it again.
Yes.
And then it somehow took... I mean, I just have to think of a new password there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that he doesn't do.
Okay.
Did he write me down when I paid for it, possibly, or?
No, I think it might be because it remembers this.
Yeah. Is there a way, or there's no right mouse click, or to delete this? Maybe if I try it now with everything empty. Or and then, well, what happens if I do this? Yeah. I think it probably is. No.
Still not. Okay.
So there's a mistake somewhere.
Yes. Can you add an address and change that to your new standard address?
Yeah, but that if you only.
Oh yeah. And sign up for the newsletter.
Where do I? Oh yeah, it's down here. All right.
Yes.
Let's see if I get an email. I did get an email that I paid for your. It says receipt for your payment to Christina Pearlheld Hameu.
Okay. Perfect.
So I guess maybe you want to change that into a notice or
Yeah.
something, like
Yeah.
a PayPal account for the shop, or I don't know how that works, but it might confuse
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, because now it says you have paid directly to her.
Yeah, it would be nice if you could say that you paid to this shop.
Yeah. Perfect. Yes.
But let's see. Maybe there's something in junk. Yeah. Please confirm subscription. And why is this actually all in English?
Good question. Yeah.
Habit. I mean, I don't mind, but because this is of course in Danish. Yeah, your subscription has now been confirmed.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
What's MailChimp?
It's an automatic. It's a system that handles newsletters.
Okay, so you kind of I clicked on this because it's an active link on your site. I don't know.
Yeah, and then it gets you to the MailChimp.
No, now it's stuck.
And yeah.
It might be this one, because this one is flashing, so I don't know. Oh, is that normal? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted mine to do that, but it didn't. Yeah, I think it's just saying that this is connected. But
Yeah, if you can make sure that on the logo, if you click the logo, you go back to the home page. That's a lot of websites have that, so that's what I always end up doing automatically, like Facebook and Etsy. I think do that.
yeah,
Yeah, it looks like there's something with the internet,
okay.
right? Yeah. It just gets stuck at this point.
It's a bit hard doing testing with no internet.
Yeah, you could have come to our place, but I guess it was a bit last minute. Yeah, this maybe we connect and disconnect and connect or something again.
Yeah.
So there's no neighbor here that has an unprotected wireless.
No, unfortunately.
Everyone nowadays. Now it says on. Okay. Now maybe we should just log off and on again, or
Yeah.
how does this have to be done on my phone, or?
No, I'll also just. connected to something.
What Shopify is a way to make
Yeah.
in shop.
They have templates
Mm.
for shops. Okay, now we're hopefully on track. Can you find out through the website if Fracht is included?
Normally you would go to the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, is this really true? Free shipping?
Yeah.
In Denmark.
No, no, but we want to put it on top of the price. So when you see the price in the shop, it's like
Okay.
the whole price, so that customers don't, want to back off when they see how much.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So it's like all included.
Okay.
And try and buy 2 knitted carpets.
Oh, and one thing, can I just say?
Yeah.
You have capital letter, capital letter, capital letter, capital letter, small letter, capital letter, small letter. I'm a little bit of a someone a perfectionist that looks at these things. I wouldn't know how. No. Okay, there you have it. Oops. Okay. And do you want me to complete
No.
it?
And
Maybe like other websites would have the number button already here, I think. And a thing that, for example, Etsy does is they say how many there are in stock right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't want to have 15 knitted carpets at the... But for example, people with pillows, they often want to buy 2 pillows. So, and then if they can't buy them both at the same time, it's a nice for them to see straight away that they can have 2. And I guess, of course, now you don't really have a lot of stuff in there, but you will make subcategories, I guess, right?
Yeah.
If you get a lot of pillows or kitchen, well, I don't know what categories you'll make, but
and how do you become a seller?
okay, I could read this. So you send them a portfolio with a short presentation. How about, like, what I would want to know is, so a portfolio, you mean like a product sheet with photos and descriptions of material, like how detailed do you want it to be? Like, what does portfolio mean? Because I'm not trained.
By portfolio,
Just make it easy for yourself and make it be more specific. Because a lot of people can maybe interpret this, like which things do you have for sale, like have you got nice pictures, dimensions, material, quantities, time that you can make them in, some like things that are important for you guys to know.
Yeah.
And like, do you want to have, and do you straight away want to know from the sales, like the guy selling it, how much he wants to have or she wants to have for it? Like, do you want to have a price indication as well? Or is that something that you will talk with them about later?
No, I think.
Or do you want to kind of have an indication up front and then you kind of can negotiate, I
Yeah,
guess?
I think.
So then it would probably be nice to make this a little bit more, like just for you, that you don't have to send 15 emails afterwards to get a question.
Yeah.
So what is like, what's the difference between this one and this one?
For seller, we more want it as kind of a for new sellers, like
That have already been approved by you,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
So not new sellers that have not, like, so maybe you
And
have to
actually,
ask.
we want to have that not visible for
Some sort of
everybody.
intranet for.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's smart. So you're going to make a section with like factura. What does that mean? Like what has been sold every month or something?
Yeah.
And
And advice on taxes and
I have no
where to
clue
go.
about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because right now it's like we want people to hand in their things and then we take pictures of them, or we hand out some kind of
instruction sheet.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get the pictures and then we upload them.
Mm-hmm.
But we would like maybe later on for people to be able to put things up themselves.
That makes sense. If it's now you can still manage, but if it does work out, then it's going to be, you have to delegate some things and maybe check them. And do these buttons work down here already?
No, I don't think so.
Does, I guess YouTube might not. I don't know how relevant that is.
Yeah. And we would also kind of part of our plan is also to have workshops for sellers. And I don't know if you think it's a good idea and what kind of workshops you would be interested in.
Well, I guess that's probably something maybe that, like you see other sites do this as well. Etsy, and I'm on the sewing I used to be on the sewing websites. They have all sorts of like sales strategies. Like they have, I think they have things as like how to present your shop in an appealing way to the audience, or like presentation workshops. And then for people who are kind of, but I think that's not really relevant for you, but people who are making a transition from just being from home a small seller to selling more like on, how do you say, like making more bulk orders, like how do you make the transition into making this kind of a career, like those sort of things would be nice. But I think presentation for me, that would be nice, like how do you make nice pictures, what kind of text or language are you, like how you describe things in a clear way. And I think it's maybe sellers giving each other feedback, or inviting someone who has been quite successful online selling things. I know, it could probably be worth it, but then I guess you would have to first build up a bit of a community of people on there and get some experience. And yeah, that you probably have made some conclusions of what is making a successful shop versus what is not making a successful shop. Can you give tips? I don't know. And I mean, big sites like Etsy, they have, but that's I think future stuff. But they have things like webinars where you can log in from all over the world, and sometimes I've done those. I don't know what it was about, what we saw. I think it was mostly presentation. Oh yeah, what's probably a really important seminar is pricing of items. Pricing things right, because a lot of people don't do that, and apparently there's programs to calculate how to price your items, like what maybe with Danish standards, so like what do you pay yourself on an hourly basis, like what things you of course have material, your salary, your maintenance of your equipment that costs things, and then of course selling to you, there might be some commission or whatever you're asking, and then often you have this component profit that you have to calculate in there. So how exactly do you get to the right price for your items so that you actually earn something of it and it's not just paying, how to say it, ending up with zero in balance. So that's something I, as a starter with no education in this, I was just figuring it out myself. It's kind of nice to have help with. And then of course including the tax part probably as well. Like how do you get to a final price of your item correctly? Yeah, those are a couple of things I can think of now, but
And is there anything now that would keep you from joining the shop?
I have to go to the home page again. No, I don't think so. I mean, this kind of still looks a little bit messy, right? But I guess that's kind of what you are working on still. Because what does this section do? It's changing. So what is this? What is Rowena? Okay, so that's someone who's selling.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
just some.
Also a presentation of a seller.
Okay, so you just it's just how are people going to know about this website? So if they there's a group of people who will go to your website with a purpose because they've heard that you're selling things, and for them it's kind of clear. And if you scroll down here, you will see that there's stuff for sale. But this is your opening shot. If you just stumble upon this or via links or something, would there be some sort of explanation as to quality handmade items from Denmark or something, some byline somewhere on the top that and then of course in Danish that explains people just in one line, like what do you do on this website? I don't know if other people think this is necessary, but let's have a look with other websites. Like for example, I'm on a sewing website, but there's nothing for sale there. They have it already in there. Google fashion sewing. See, they have border style for people who sew, so you know straight away, okay, that's what we do there. And they have it, if you saw that, in their Google indexing, fashion sewing patterns inspiration community. So when you do this Google indexing or like keywords, then make sure that there's in the search engine that there are some words in there that makes clear. But because note this, the name itself doesn't explain it's a web shop, right? I don't know if Etsy has that. No, they don't really do it. But I guess, I mean, you have it as well. The fact that there's a card in the right upper corner kind of suggests that this is something where we can sell buy something. So maybe it's not completely necessary, but maybe as when you start off and make a name for yourself. Let's look Pinterest. I don't know if that. What do they do? No, they don't do that either. So maybe it's not completely necessary. I guess, yeah. And why do I still have two lines in my curve? Oh yeah, okay, these ones. Oh, I didn't see that. That's kind of nice too. But who is receiving this? Is it you guys? Does this ever directly get to the seller? No. The seller will just see in the end the receipt, right?
Yeah, but right now it will be that we get this and then we send a mail to the seller.
Yeah. Okay. And is there any other way to pay except for with PayPal?
Right now there isn't, but it's because we have to be verified by
Visa.
Yeah, it's called Nets. I don't know if it's a Danish thing but then we'll be able to pay with Visa and debit card.
Yeah, as it is already down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And a blog.
Yeah, that's not really up and running yet. But do you read the shop's blogs or?
Well, on Etsy I do, but maybe we can. I don't know. I don't want to continuously compare it, but that's actually the only thing I know.
Yeah.
That is comparable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit hard. Like I was thinking of getting married, and then they have this wedding section with wedding hair decor. Where is it? So that's not even that easy to guess books. Yeah, like they have this section real weddings, which is a blog basically, where you get all these nice pictures. How female is it? This must only be read by girls. And then they have one every week, I think. But then they also have. But it's not so easy to find. Oh, here, blogs. Yeah, it is easy to find actually. Read, watch, make, shop. But yeah, I find it's really hard to browse in the blog section. Like it's all.
Yeah.
I don't know if it can be categorized easier, but yeah, sometimes I do. But most of the times their blog is featured on the front page. So I think every couple of days they have a new seller. Somehow this looks different. Maybe that's because it's a Mac. I don't know. See, they have some sort of thing on the front page as well. I don't know, yeah, you don't want to be too inspired, but see, this is a link to a seller as well, so they do have, oh, that's a bit strange. What happened? It might be me.
Yeah.
Here. Is it?
Yeah.
My front page looks different somehow, so I don't know really what that is. But they have favorites. Yeah. Strange. Well, anyway, the front page normally has For me, just a link to a blog, the most recent blog. And I actually do read them, but they also have something, and I can't find it now because it just looks a bit strange. But they have a section community, and I don't know why.
Okay. Is it because you have to be signed in? Or?
Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, this is the front page that I normally see,
Okay.
so it is a bit different, yeah. So you just have a couple of hand-picked items. Yeah, this is a blog thing, so it's a featured shop, so they also have like this blog on this girl who, what is she making? Screen printing things. Bags, yeah, bags. And then with her shop products underneath.
Okay.
In comments, but then they also have recent blog posts, so they do link to a couple of blogs, and I read them, but they also have community, and let's see what that is again. Yeah, that's more like you have Etsy Denmark and Etsy Copenhagen, and those you can find here. And are you also aiming on making like a shop page, of course, for the shop, but that's my shop page, but like a personal page that other people can't see that you can use, right? To like more like if you want to make an account where you can save stuff. Like for example, this is they have here an item shop, but like favorite items. That would be smart. Like people that are browsing for things but are using different sites to compare with, and they just want to save this item for later, and they might come back and buy it. Or like so there's here they have favorite items, and they have favorite shops as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So for example, I found some nice children clothing shops that I've stored in my personal page. So what's the goal of making people sign up with Notice? Why would you sign up over just having non-signed up people buying stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I'm asking, why do you want us to sign up in the first place? Is it because you want to enable them to do these kind of things, like save things under their name, or like what's the benefit of signing up versus making a purchase not signing up?
Yeah, or kind of that it becomes, it's easier to, for your next purchase, that it will remember all your details.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. But maybe you could think of making if you do have people sign up, whether you can make a button where they can like store favorite items, or like in Amazon, for example, they have a wish list. Something like that, so that people can save things for later when the salary paycheck comes in or whatever, I don't know. And like they then have this personal website where you can they also, but that's long for in the future. If you form these teams, you can be a member of that as well. So yeah. And as a seller, it would probably be nice because this one, I mean, it's probably not very. If you make people favorite it, then Etsy also lets you know that someone has favorited your item.
Yeah.
And they also let you know when like something. Well, that's probably a long time ago when they did last get something sold. Alright, here so that someone bought my item.
Okay.
And then I can even, well, of course you don't have to do all of this because you take care of all of this. But this is an automated receipt that she paid via PayPal, and that gives me the address that I can send it to. Of course it's not necessary for you, but if you make people sign up, then maybe in the future it would be nice if you can add buttons like favorite, and if the seller can somehow, without you telling us, but somehow get a tool for whether items get liked or like if it's, like how many get sold or how many get viewed even. Like viewings is also nice. And so Etsy has a whole analytical. They have, you know, that maybe they have. Where is it? I don't even know. Oh, here, shop stats. So you can get these graphs like how many views have I had per day. Don't worry. I don't know. That's not necessary right now, but that's probably all things that if it works, if it's going to work.
And you use them as a seller?
I use them a lot.
Okay.
Because like sometimes you don't understand why a lot of people are favoriting it, and then you can see like there's all of a sudden a peak, for example, and sometimes there's an extreme peak, and then it might mean that your thing has been on the front page. I don't know, it's not very, but for someone as a starting selling like me, it's kind of stimulating. Okay, people actually like what I make. It's some sort of indirect feedback without people buying it. If there's a lot of views, then at least somehow people are attracted to your photo. It's some sort of feedback that you get. And I mean, they also, what you can see as a seller also is like, where is this coming from? So you can see from Etsy mostly, but there's also people coming from Pinterest. And someone picked up my stuff and put it on a baby website, and I can see that people are directed from that website, from Google searches apparently. And what is really nice also is what kind of, if they come from Etsy, Google or other search engines, what do they type in and how do they end up on my page? And that helps me, but maybe again, this is something you then will do instead. In Etsy they make you do it yourself, but when you, are you on Etsy or not?
No.
If you have to, like I can show you, if you add a new item yourself, you have to give all these things like who made it, what is it, like is it, and then photos, title, description, and then you can even see how it will appear in Google search. But other tags, you need to give it tags, like, and those are of course tags help buyers find items when they search on Etsy, and the same would be in your shop. This stats tool is just really nice to see what kind of words do people actually use to find an item that they want to have, and kind of it helps me for the next time I list my item. I know if it's a geometric thing, I put the word geometric in the tagline, right? And then of course it kind of says which of those items is, like obviously those two are the most popular, it gets the most views and the most favorites. Also, so I think it's nice, but of course you are not going to be exactly like Etsy. You have a bit more control. I think Etsy probably started out like this, but they're just too big to manage this right now. So that's probably for you not really necessary straight away, but it's at least nice for yourself to have those feedback tools if you can get some. But I think is Google Analytics, there's this website, right? They can at least, I can even do that on my Etsy shop.
But also the Shopify also provides
perfect. That's so it's very important, I think. So how did I now get here and how do I get back? That's probably not the smartest way. Do a whole thing. Okay, that's. But this is also the layout that you have chosen. I like it. I like the no picture background actually. And it's nice and neutral.
Because the focus should be on the product.
And nice, you have a gift card as well.
Yeah, and then right now we're looking into getting stickers to for potential sellers so that they can put on packaging and
Okay, yeah.
and we have to do some of course make some business cards and stuff.
And so, do you want to give sellers guidelines on how to package their stuff as well, or?
I think for now, in the beginning, we just want it to be optional that they can have their own wrapping, but we can provide with things for them as well.
And do you? Yeah, that's the one thing. You only have one picture for every.
Yeah.
And that's what you wanna keep like this. Like for example, for bathing suit, I would wanna see the back, right?
Yeah.
And I would wanna. And like when I have this pillow, for example, or maybe I can, let's see, but this is not getting very close, so it's very hard to judge on the screen, like what color is that? So I would want to have a small cutout of, or like myself, I always make a cutout here, so you can see the little label and the edging. Like I don't know, I think it's probably a good idea to have maybe a scroll button here where you, like there's 2 more pictures behind or something, at least one close up would be good.
Yeah.
Of course it's nice that you present everything in first glance in the same way, but like also here I can't really distinguish whether there is now a hole or something white, right? So a nice close up.
Yeah.
And how long does this take you to make? 1.5 meters? That must take you forever.
It took kind of the whole summer.
So 1 krone is a slight underestimation.
Slightly.
I mean, I know how long it takes for me to make a scarf already.
It would be a very bad business plan.
Or you have to add 2,000 krones or 20,000 maybe, yeah. What is this board, Kona? Is that to put a plate on?
To put hot stuff on, yeah.
Yeah. So the brand is Pearls and Dirt.
Yeah.
And then, let me have a look. Okay, that's why you asked a logo, yeah. Just curious.
Yeah, of course. So this isn't finished either. We also want kind of to have more pictures, kind of like the
Of the
langwerpige.
So will you have all the products down there? Yeah.
Also.
That's nice. And then I think once you have that, it's probably nice if you can somehow have a button here, see more from this shop, right? Like, oh, I like this, maybe she does more with wood, I would like to know, and then I would like to have a link here to see other products from this shop or from this brand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Cool.
So that's how far we got.
Yeah, but that's a big step from last time.
Yeah.